Good morning, coolest coast. It's time for Coffee with Kristin and Tina. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Coffee with Kristin and Tina. We're your hosts. This is Kristin Odell. I'm Tina Prigge. So happy to see you this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning and happy summer in Wisconsin.
It is a little moody out today.
It is moody, so I'm pretty close to the lake and there seems to be this fog cover, and I'm wondering how far inland it goes.
Yeah, it's definitely foggy here also. Um, I ran Josie over to my mom's this morning because she does some cleaning at grandma's, and it was less foggy, a little bit farther into town, but it definitely is like misty and kind of gross.
Okay, maybe preparing to rain or something. Hi, Mary. Good morning.
I don't know. That's a good question.
It's so interesting being close to the lake and feeling all of these moods. Like, it's been years since I've experienced this much fog, but I actually love like a foggy morning.
So I was just telling you really quick before we hopped on. Oh, Alverna Road's pretty far west. It's a little bit foggy out there yet. Okay.
Okay, good to know.
Um, Doug and I got up and we went for a walk this morning, and we probably left the house at like 6:15. And so we were back around 7, maybe a few minutes before, and I thought I'm gonna fluff the dryer up to get that load out, and I grabbed a cup of coffee and I'm gonna feed the dogs quick. And then I sat down with my book and just read for a half an hour. Cause again, like I feel like on these days, it's like either I'm going to just hang out and relax or maybe go back to bed. I don't know.
It's
So,
important to make that time and to take that time. I even said to Jason yesterday, like, I'm like, I didn't read a single page today, like, not even listen to a book, like, nothing.
yeah. But maybe that is because your day was so full that you didn't even like, I don't want to say need to read because I feel like I need to read every day. But um, did you do something fun or exciting yesterday that just filled your whole
Uh,
day?
well, okay, so, Teak turned 21 last week, which was a huge milestone. It was 21, the first time he could buy a beer on his own. And so on his birthday, Jason took him down to Chicago to see a Primus concert, a band Teak loves, a band Jason had liked when he was young, right? So the two of them had this cool, like, father son dude experience. Jason bought him beer there, right? But like, I said, okay, I still want to be part of something, even though I did not want to go to the Primus concert. So last night we took him down to Milwaukee. His favorite restaurant is called Bavarian Beer House. He loves German food. And for like a number of years on his birthday, we've taken him down there. But we said, hey, do you want to invite like a buddy and then we can buy you beer and you'll have somebody to like share the experience with, but we can all be dining together. So it turned out to be just this really cool, like, outing with Teak and his, good buddy, and then amazing food.
What did you guys eat there? What did you pick? Because I'm a big fan of German food also.
Ooh, three of us got schnitzel, but I got a Jaeger schnitzel, which is like a mushroom gravy. So good. Teak got a Black Forest schnitzel, which I think had like egg and ham or something on top.
Hmm.
And then his buddy got a Wisconsin schnitzel, and I can't remember what set that apart, but that had like, extra stuff on top. And then Jason, true to Jason form, got just like a platter of sausages. All these various German sausages.
I love that. For those who are not schnitzel eaters, you can get like pork schnitzel, you can get
There was
um,
chicken
lamb,
schnitzel.
chicken, yeah, steak. So, what was your schnitzel meat?
Oh, we all chose pork.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
And did
which I didn't
anybody?
even realize you could choose a different option until I saw it on the menu. I was like, oh, a chicken schnitzel? I don't know. That just didn't seem like German to me, but
Yes. And for any of you who are wondering, like, schnitzel, what is this schnitzel I hear about? It's basically like chicken fried chicken or chicken fried steak, which I know again sounds like a weird thing, but um, it's just basically meat pounded out, very flat. It's usually very tender and then deep fried with
yeah.
a wonderful breading on the outside.
Yeah, and then like a plate full of spetzel on the side. So it's which is kind of what would you say spetzel is? It's almost like a dumpling, but it's noodled dumplings.
Yeah, spatzel is a little dumpling, and sometimes they have gravy on. Our family really loves it with browned butter on, so like burnt butter on. So how did they start? How did you have it?
It didn't seem to have anything. It seemed like it was buttery, right? Like there wasn't a sauce necessarily on it.
Sure. Did anybody have sauerkraut?
Oh, Teak loves sauerkraut. And
Mhm.
then I scooped the red cabbage off Jason's platter and ate
Oh
that.
yeah, red cabbage is so delicious.
Yeah. And that's one of those restaurants that if it was closer, I think I would try more of the offerings on their menu. But because we only go at most once a year, it seems, I always end up getting the schnitzel because
You gotta
you
get
know,
what
when
you
else do you get schnitzel in your life?
Yeah, you have to get what you know you really love, right?
Right.
Um, does the beer garden there have NA? Because I know you and Jason do not drink alcohol. So do they have an NA option there?
They do. They do.
Was it good?
It was, yeah. It was a Bitburger, like a Bitburger Pilsner NA.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So we all had like a mug of beer and we could do a proper toast. And yeah,
That's awesome. I bet Teak appreciated being able to celebrate with you guys and, of course, being able to have a buddy along.
I think so. Yeah.
Everything's better with a buddy.
Everything is better with a buddy. And it was so fun because on the way down, like there was some conversation, but it was kind of quiet. After food and beer, the conversation on the way home, there was so much chatting and it was fantastic.
I mean, Tina, we're all from Wisconsin. We know that, a couple of drinks really loosens up the conversation, right? I'm
Absolutely.
sure those guys were um, maybe a little bit not at ease in the car on the way down, but of course, after a couple of beers and some delicious dinner, the words just tend to flow a little bit better, right?
um, your mom said Gibbs has German food on Wednesday and Thursday. Oh, good to know. Does that include a schnitzel, Vicky?
It does include schnitzel. She was just there and she said it was awesome.
Good to know. Good. Okay, this reminds me that there's so much value in sharing, right? Like it's, what a great tip. So the fact that we were talking about this, now your mom gave us this tip about Gibbs having German food. Now we know. Now we're all wiser, right? We talk about this all the time. And um, I just want to show this comment. Laura Lee said, "Do you make sauerkraut at home?" Laura Lee, no, definitely we do not.
So
Do,
we do. And I'm going to call this first version the campfire version. This is the quick version. I throw it, and I sometimes get just the little baby cans of sauerkraut because if my mom's with me, then she'll eat it, but otherwise nobody else here eats it. But I'll get a little baby can. I throw like a teaspoon of butter in there and some dried minced onion in the can, and then I like to put that on top of the fire if we're camping. If you're at home, you can throw it in like a little baker dish, and I just bake it, and it gets toasty brown, and it kind of takes out that really strong tang out of it. That little bit of fat and that butter just kind of takes it out. The long version, the way that I grew up eating sauerkraut, is that you roast a whole pork loin in a roaster and you put the kraut in with that and onions and you shave a little bit of potato in there. And it makes that kraut just have this little bit of, if you think of like a cream of potato soup, it has that just nice starchy coating. The little bit of shaved potato in there does that with the kraut. And then the flavor from the pork is in there and it's delicious.
but in all those cases, you're starting with the kraut already existing as kraut.
That is correct. We are not making kraut from like raw
Scratch.
cabbage. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I
Although
don't know how to
that's
do that.
also pretty easy, but no.
Mary wants to know, is it weird that I'm German, but I don't like sauerkraut?
Yeah, no. I know a lot of people who don't like sauerkraut. It is super good for your guts though.
Yeah, Mary, I would not willingly choose sauerkraut. I've had some good sauerkraut experiences, but it's never like, yes, sauerkraut.
I must have it. I must.
Whereas Teak loves sauerkraut.
Yeah.
Meyer has this certain like, it's in like a barrel shaped glass jar, which he definitely prefer. Like, so he knows what variety and everything that he has a preference for.
Great. Yeah, I mean, I certainly don't think that all Germans eat sauerkraut or have a palate for it. Um, Yeah. So Mary said she likes pork chops baked in sauerkraut, but she scrapes the kraut off. So yeah, that's how I grew up. There was no kraut on the side when we were kids. It was like you eat all the things.
Yeah.
Um,
It strikes me as funny that I don't love it because I love pickled things, right? And sauerkraut is essentially that. And I love Korean kimchi, which honestly is literally just Korean sauerkraut, I think. So,
Absolutely. I mean, kimchi tends to have a little bit more like flavor, I think. That's interesting that you'll eat kimchi and you won't eat sauerkraut.
right.
But you'll eat red cabbage? Oh yeah, there's something interesting there, Tina.
I don't know. But anyway, so I was saying, right, there's value in sharing. Like your mom just shared that nugget about Gibbs because we were sharing about this food. And, we talk about this even at the Women's Summit, the value of sharing amongst women. And it's because a friend shared one of her posts that you had a brainstorm for a cool idea this past weekend. Can you tell us more?
Yes. Oh my gosh, I was like, where are you going with this? Yeah, so I have a friend whose husband is in a motorized wheelchair, and she shared that there was a county park down near Saukville and West Bend that had a all-terrain track chair. And so I snapped a picture of the park and I sent it to Tina. This is a while ago, probably 8 weeks ago, and said, "Hey, I found another park that has a track chair." Because as far as we had talked, we knew there were 3 state parks that had them, and you've been to 2 of them. And so I said, let's pick a date and go down there. And the cool thing is, like, all you had to do is reserve it,
Yeah,
right?
it's absolutely free. There's no cost to it other than you getting yourself there, right?
Yeah. So we went on a little adventure with Tina on Saturday. We drove down in the afternoon. The employees there were amazing.
Yeah, it's called River's Edge Nature Center. And the employees, I mean, I was overwhelmed almost by how friendly and considerate and kind and just lovely they were.
Yep. So River's Edge Nature Center. Oh my gosh, I was going to say that opposite. So we went down, we met Jason and Tina there. Tina, we hiked for like an hour, which was awesome. It was muggy, but like I know that I get to experience the smell of nature in the trees, but you don't always get that experience now. So why don't you talk a little bit about what it was like for you?
I mean, being able to forest bathe, right, to take a forest bath is so valuable to just smell, I don't know, like the wetness in the grass and the trees, to feel the breeze coming through, to smell like the loaminess of the soils and everything. There's just something special about being in a forest that you don't get if you're just, stepping outside your front door or something. And so to be able to use a track chair to have that experience was incredible. And to do it with friends was just like priceless. Like this was such a cool experience to have with you, Kristen.
I've looked at this picture 100 times. It makes my heart so happy just to look at this. And like we were full on conversation. This is Doug's the photographer here, which I think he like captured us so beautifully. But I mean, a lot of the trails were this nice packed stuff. Some of the trails we were on were like cut grass, but everything was marked really well. They had really cool signs about the landscape. The buildings and facilities there were top notch. So, and it's
Yeah.
in an hour.
And Doug was an awesome navigator. We just handed him the map, and he like we'd already talked to the staff, and you can see where there's some hash marks. They had said those wouldn't be good for the track chair. So Doug Odell figured out a great route for us. Amazingly, he always knew where we were. I was impressed. We were like literally just in his hands. There was one spot that got a little hairy. I got so nervous because it was an incline, and the chair is amazing, and it really is safe. But sometimes it doesn't, your brain doesn't necessarily process it that way, right? Like when you go over a rock or a stump, you're like, I'm going down. And that's not what's happening, but that's kind of how you feel. So
Right.
we got to this one part and it was a little challenging. I think I chickened out, but
I was going to say, so then we had a couple of opportunities for hills, right? And I mean, in Tina's defense, you guys, this track chair rolls very similar to how a military tank would roll. So it will bumble up and down, if you're going over things, it kind of has this tipping action to it. And there's safeguards in place all around the chair to make sure that she does not go, as we joked, ass over tea kettle or ass over apple cart. I think you said, right? I don't know if we're allowed to say that on the show, but I just did.
Oh, we can say tea kettle. It's fine.
So, but to your point, like going up a hill, the wheelchair has an extra set of wheels on the back, purposely there to provide that extra set of support if the chair needs to tip back far enough to get up the hill. But for you being able to trust that equipment, that it was there and that you were okay, was a big deal.
It was a big deal. And thankfully, like Doug talked us through, he's like, just, okay, you want to hit it and just go full, right? You don't want to waver, right? Like I had a tendency to just go a little bit, give it a little more, you know what I mean? Like testing it out. And he's like, no, no, like in this situation, you have to just give it, right?
Yes.
So that was good to have that advice because giving it seemed to be counterintuitive to what I would have thought was safe.
Right, right. And the cool thing is, like, Doug offered to walk behind you to just kind of give you that mental piece of like somebody, even if I'm going over, there's somebody back there to help me fall, right?
Right.
But you didn't need it, and even though you might have backed out of that one in the picture, you did end up tackling a hill and kind of getting over that fear that was happening. So
Yeah, I'm confident if I had more experience with it, like if I used it more frequently, because every chair is a little different too. So even though I've used a track chair before, each, like model, each unit has its own little uniqueness. But so I'm sure if I used this more frequently or had more experience, I'd understand those feelings and I wouldn't be as freaked out.
right. And like this was only your third time in a track chair. So like I just want to remind you of that and encourage you. Like if I had only been on, whether a moped, a scooter, and I've only used it 3 times, like how would we behave? That's what
Yeah.
that experience is like for you. So
So then you took this shot, and this is like one of my favorite shots ever. I love the sunlight. I love that you can see the little brook that's passing under the bridge.
I know I wish the sounds of this picture could be shared in the picture. Um, because yeah, this brook, even though it doesn't really look like it was moving, you can kind of see a little bit on the right, but like it was making this wonderful little bubbling sound. And we just had stopped in the shade to kind of visit and have a drink of water and just, it was really cool. And I love seeing you roll over with that thing over a wooden bridge. Like it makes a cool sound also.
It's so cool. And what's amazing is River's Edge, not only do they have this chair, but they said they just won a second one in some kind of drawing. So
Mhm.
that they're going to soon have two chairs, so for example, in our situation, Jason's leg is still healing. He motivates around with a cane. If both of us could have a chair, that would allow both of us to have an adventure.
Yeah, I'm really excited for you. I can't wait to find out when that other chair is coming, and I can't wait for you guys to get to be able to do that together. Because we were like, wait, that means we all four of us can go out on the hike, and I love that. So
Yeah.
I see in the comments, Laura Lee said she loves River's Edge. I'd love to know, Laura Lee, how did you find out about it, or what brought you there? Because I never heard of it. State parks I feel like are pretty well known, and we have some county parks that we love to camp at. But I feel like the county park systems are a little bit more elusive and harder to get to. You have to be a little bit intentional about finding resources and using them. So I would just be curious how she knows.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tell us, Laura Lee. I would like to know too. And I did hear that there's a preserve in Door County. So that's River's Edge. That one is called the Ridges, I think. Is
Okay.
that right? Okay, yeah, River's Edge and the Ridges, Indoor County. And I've heard that they have a chair too. So that'll have to be our next destination to check that one out.
Love that. I love that. So Laura Lee just said Kim K works as a volunteer. Nice.
Okay, very cool.
I love that. So you were talking about sharing an experience. After we got done hiking, we needed some nourishment, some substance. And I actually wanted to kick myself after because I don't have any pictures of food.
No, I know. I know. It was so delicious that we didn't snap any pictures. We just dug right in.
I'm going to make you explain this picture.
This is a picture of Doug and Kristin Odell at Bo Malley's restaurant. looking adorable before the food was served.
So you guys, if you have not been to O'Malley's in Sheboygan, it's a must.
It really is.
It's a super eclectic place. They have a bunch of, we kind of sat in the lower dining room because I knew that would be super accessible for Tina, but like very eclectic, weird, different art, every type of carpet, tile thing on the floor and the walls. Like it's kind of crazy, but they have amazing food.
And small plates, like tapas style, meant to be shared.
Yeah, the whole idea is kind of, in the Wisconsin version of family style, I would say it's kind of in that vein, but yeah, smaller bites or shareable bites. And Tina, so we ordered, I don't know, 7 or 8 dishes. What do you think, reflecting back on it, was your favorite bite?
Ooh, my favorite, I think, was the aranciata balls,
Mm,
the very first thing that we tried.
arancini balls.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So for those of you who don't know, that is risotto, Italian risotto, seasoned and flavored. In this case, the arancini of the day was
Caprese.
caprese salad. So it had tomatoes and basil and stuff in, and then they're breaded on the outside and deep fried, and then they were served with. It was kind of almost like a tartar sauce, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah.
I was expecting a marinara with those, but that was not. It was so delicious. Then we had Asian salad,
So good.
which was super fresh and light. We had, I'm trying to think.
There were the pork dumplings. Those were
Oh, yeah,
delicious.
gyoza,
There was the bulgogi, like sliced
pork.
pork.
Jason ordered that. That was bomb. That was so good. We had a hanger steak.
We had a bao, the
Ooh, bao buns, chicken or pork bao buns. We had this prime rib crepe. It was like a hot beef sandwich with onions and cheese, but in a crepe. That
yeah.
was insane.
What was your best bite?
We had fried cauliflower with the like Korean barbecue on.
Korean barbecue just makes everything tasty, doesn't it?
And we had strawberry shortcake.
Did it
I
make it home?
know I the dumplings were really good. The bao bun. I mean, it was all really, really good. It's really hard for me to choose one.
Yeah, I would eat every one of them again. And it was wonderful because it's small shareable plates, you get to try a little bit of all these different things. I
Yes.
really like that style.
The bulgogi pork, I think, was the most like one of the most flavorful and tender bites we had. Like Doug and I talked after. We've had the hanger steak there a couple times, and he's like, I feel like the other stuff is so adventurous and interesting. It's just kind of a boring steak. So we made a pact, no more hanger steak.
Oh, okay.
We're not wasting space on hanger steak anymore.
Which I never even got to try. By the time that I was so full, even though it's just small bites, I was like, I'm done. I can't do it.
No, I know. Um,
And I can't remember, Kristen, the story behind this photo, how it actually got started. How did this conversation even happen? And
I
if you
don't
don't
know.
want to go into it on air, that's fine.
We had a Spitfire of a waitress who was awesome.
Yes.
We had lovely service. I think she suggested or joked that we were swingers.
Oh, you know what? Jason had said, okay, we'll be on a check and you guys will be on a check. But his gesture was a little indiscriminate. And so
Correct.
to confirm, I was sitting across from Doug, you were sitting across from Jason. She paired us up and you and Jason up. So, okay, these are
Yes.
the, and we're like, no, not today, you know?
Nope, that's not it. And then I think Doug and Jason joked that they were actually together. So, I mean, long story short, we did clear the air to make sure that they understood that we are very monogamous and happy. But I think she felt like we needed to have this pineapple on our table, which I guess is the international sign for a swinger table.
So it was so
I do not
funny. That
know all
was good
these
laughs.
things, but we had lots of laughs. We had full hearts and extremely full bellies when we left.
So did you eat the strawberry shortcake when you got home?
We did. We came home and put comfies on, and then Um, I ended up sharing, Doug and I and Grace ended up sharing the one strawberry shortcake we had because we were so full. But Grace got bao buns for dinner to go, and
Did they make it home well? Like, was
the
it good? Was
gyoza,
she?
the pork dumplings, and yeah, she was like, "This is so good." So she ate that first, and then we shared the dessert.
Sue said swing her as well.
Somehow this show is probably going to get like the highest ratings it's ever gotten today. It's going to hit on some weird feed and
But viewers, tell us, where is a good meal that you've enjoyed that you'd recommend? Like, what's a restaurant? O'Malley's is just kind of tucked off the main drag. Like, you wouldn't necessarily even know it was there
Mhm.
unless you knew about it, but it's so worth it.
Yeah, and I mean, our some friends put us onto it a couple of years ago, and we've just always enjoyed it and had so much fun. I think it's a very social way of eating because a lot of it are things that you eat with your hands, and you're obviously like sharing around the table, and so it's just a really fun kind of little social
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah, but I want to know, viewers, your tips on where to get a good bite. So we know Gibbs on the Lake has German food on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Another place I love to get food from that you wouldn't necessarily know about is Ryan's on York. Their menu is delicious, and I've been satisfied every time I've had food there. And you wouldn't necessarily know that that quality of food would come out of just a tiny place like that.
Yes, we've had some great bites at Ryan's. That's kind of on our date night rotation. Another one that I have not been to yet, but I've heard wonderful things about is Zorba's,
Oh,
the
yes.
restaurant that is in the former Bryan Smokehouse on Washington Street. I've heard nothing but incredible things about their food.
Yep. If you enjoy a nice Greek gyro, definitely. I've had a couple of great ones from there.
And even a burger, like I don't, Doug won't eat gyros, but he's been there for lunch with people from work a couple of times, and like a ton of food, awesome food. So
And I love, I'm a Wisconsin girl at heart, right? I love a Friday fish fry. And I have not been disappointed with what we've gotten at Broken Plate.
yeah.
So sometimes I'll like look forward to Friday, like, hey, who's getting fish with me today?
I mean, speaking of fish fry, last Friday night I mentioned the fish boil right at the end of the show. The weather ended up being amazing on Friday, and they had a great turnout and a great night. And I had fish boil, as did Doug. You guys, you don't know what you're missing.
Yeah,
You haven't
yeah.
had it. At some point, you have to.
Dana said Pop Start Pizza in Two Rivers, amazing.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm giving two thumbs up to that. I think we've talked about them on the show, but yeah, I agree.
Heartily agree. Great suggestion. They even have like I got an arugula salad and it was amazing. Like
Hmm.
there was some sort of there was some sort of seasoning sprinkled on it as well as like a light dressing, and the combination was heavenly.
It was really, really good. Super good.
Yeah.
Hey, I know you're friends with the Manitowoc Public Library. So I just want to give them a shout out. I stopped there with the girls on what is today, Wednesday, maybe on Monday. We ran to get library books because it's summer and we need to keep reading. And we all got signed up for the summer reading program, including me. They're like, how about you? And I'm like, I read all the time, but I don't read books from the library. I'm reading on my Kindle. Well, I do. They're through Libby. They're like, doesn't matter, sign up. And um, as an adult, I got to put my name in for a drawing for either brewer tickets or timber rattler tickets. And
Amazing.
I know they give stuff away. And, we walked around the library. It was just really cool. And they were so helpful. So Josie's 13. She's kind of right in that spot between youth books and really like young adult books, but young adults that are appropriate. And Kristin and Sharon and Lynn and those ladies upstairs at the library were just so helpful in giving us some authors that they felt like were a good match for her. And so,
And I love that. So not only is it a resource for the materials, but the librarians themselves are knowledgeable and they're motivated, right? They want people to have a good reading experience. They want people to find the literature that fills out their lives. They don't
Right.
want no, they don't want anyone to feel like, oh, I gotta read this, right? Because that's not enjoyable.
Well, and Josie was like, I like a little bit of mystery and suspense and but again, I'm 13, so it shouldn't be too gory or over the top or, sexual content is not appropriate and just they were so great at like here's some authors that I know are good that probably check all those boxes and she came home with a book on Tuesday that she has not put down since Tuesday. I think she'll probably finish it today and that like makes my mom heart so happy. So
That's awesome. So
what
what are you currently reading?
I know you asked me that a book up, and I'm trying to think about it should be in here because I got it through Kindle, but I cannot find the title of what I'm reading. Isn't that weird? You would think it should be right on
Right, like a continue listening option even.
yeah. So yeah, I don't know what it is. What's funny about this is that Jason got Doug started on the Jack Slater books probably 2 or 3 years ago now. And so there's this whole collection of Jack Slater books in our Kindle cart. And you guys, I'm going to have to find the book I'm reading.
Kristin, look, Josie just messaged in under your mom's account. She said, "This is Josie. Just finished my book last night." Josie, that's awesome.
Josie's supposed to be cleaning. Yeah, this is a fire cleaning service.
Oh, by the way, Jason and I went home and we watched Mrs. Doubtfire. We had talked
Did
about that
you?
at dinner. It was so charming. I just loved it.
Okay.
And I was hesitant because it's an older movie, right? And I thought, oh boy, this is going to feel really dated. It didn't. It felt like they
No.
could have just made this movie.
Um, Remind me, have you seen it before? Was it familiar to you or you had not ever seen it?
I had seen it once,
Okay.
decades ago, and so almost the entire thing was fresh. Like I didn't feel like, oh, this is predictable. I know what's going to happen.
Okay. I love that for you. I mean, there's just so many scenes in that book that we sometimes say the lines out loud. Help is on the way is definitely one of our like lines. Jason talked about the scene where they're like trying to make Robin Williams into a woman and his brother and his partner are there. And it's so funny. And so like authentically Robin Williams also. So I just like in my mind can imagine you and Jason just like rolling during those scenes because it's just so great.
Yeah, I loved all of it. I even love in the beginning when it shows him as an actor, as a voice actor with the little cartoons and he's doing the different voices and
Yeah, people do that for a job. Wouldn't that be a cool job to have
right? Right?
like voiceover?
Well, and until I saw that scene, I didn't think about one actor doing multiple voices. So
Right.
he was doing a cat and then he was doing this bird and they were like distinctly different. And if they hadn't shown that it was both Robin Williams, I would have thought it was two different people.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a good one. Last night it was just the girls and I. Doug had a full day yesterday, and we ended up watching Miss Congeniality last night,
Is
which
that with Sandra Bullock?
it is Sandra Bullock, and she's like an FBI agent, very rough around the edges, turned beauty pageant contestant, and again, it's silly and light, but so good. We loved it.
Mary said, my niece is going to school for that. Oh,
What
cool.
school? I want to. Yeah, what school does she go to? I'm curious.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fascinating that there's training available. Very cool.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, all right, Kristen, I've loved this conversation.
It went too fast.
Viewers, thanks for
I'll drop the name of the book in the comments, okay, guys? I can't remember.
thanks viewers for participating in the chat. You made it extra fun. You've been watching Coffee with Kristen and Tina. This is Kristen Odell. I'm Tina Prigge. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye, guys.